Anime, where we air new episodes every other week. Kaiseki covers currently airing anime, older series and recently, and other relevant topics for the season. I'm your host Marina of the blog Anime B&B, and with me is my co-host Draggle, the cleverly titled Draggle's Anime Blog.
This week, we discuss You and I Are Polar Opposites and Isekai Office Worker. Let's start with You and I Are Polar Opposites.
Yay! I love this show so much.
Me too. I've actually been reading the manga for quite some time now, I think.
Yeah.
And it's adorable. And the show really captured it perfectly, I think.
You recommended this to me because I had forgotten about that, right?
I did,
and I was
yes.
like, oh, I recommend it to you. And you're like, no. Because I think I didn't drop it at the start. I just ignored it because I was sort of trying to trim the shows.
Right.
And I saw like a school setting and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's just going to be like all the other ones.
Yeah,
but
it seems
not.
like we should hate it, right? Because it's a high school romance. It looks so cute, cutesy, and lots of pink. But it's actually really good. Nothing against pink.
This might be like one of my favorite of the season. I hold back on saying the favorite because there's another that is like vying for it. But like this is definitely up in my top 3.
It's probably in my top 5.
Okay.
It's hard to beat Journal with Witch.
That Journal with Witch is definitely the one that is at the top for me too.
Yeah, but it's really good.
Yeah, and you said you were reading the manga, right?
I am, yeah.
Okay, so this is only 12 episodes. It's totally done now. We've both watched it. I do think that a sequel was announced for the summer. So
that's quite soon too.
It is, and since you're a manga reader, I'm assuming that you know like how much material there really is to adapt.
You know, it's hard to say. I forget because it's all kind of similar, right? Like once you've seen a little bit, it just keeps going, right? They do more stuff, cute stuff together. They focus on a new, cute, seemingly mismatched couple. Mm-hmm. So I think they could keep going forever, and they could stop whenever. Yeah,
because like you say, even though it's like things we've seen before and it's more of the same thing, that isn't to say that it's boring because it's totally not boring.
No. Its formula works because each couple has like some different weirdness to them, which both makes them cute and which makes them interesting.
Like I think the gimmick here is the opposites attract kind of thing, right? That's the trope.
Exactly.
It's not so much a gimmick here because it actually works. They show a successful version of this. And it's not like their differences aren't played. They are comedic, but it's not played up for like slapstick comedy or something that is over the top ridiculous. Like their differences are endearing and very human. And then the way that they like bring those together is totally believable to me.
Yeah. I think the closest show to it is probably Haremia.
Oh, yeah. I think you liked that show more than I did.
Well, I mean, no, I think I dropped that show too.
Really?
Yeah, I like the manga more, but I like this one better because it really feels like it's sticking to a high school thing.
Right.
Like they're very innocent, and versus Hiramiya, where like they're planning to get married and drop out of high school and stuff, and it just
that's at the end, right?
Yeah.
Because now that I'm looking at it, you're right. Horimiya, I loved, and you did not love as much. Okay, I remember now. And this is the one where like they are totally very opposite. She's a very popular girl, right? And he was before his little like makeover, he was more of like a don't look at me guy, right? And then when he was at home, that's where you saw that he was actually like a really good looking guy with all these piercings.
Yeah, he has like all the piercings, and I thought he had a big tattoo too. Or am I making this?
But it's like all hidden because at school it's not allowed, right? So like he like removes them or hides them.
Yeah, but he's like a badass guy, and she's this cute innocent girl, and it's kind of the same thing with these two.
Yeah, she's innocent, but then she's also like very brash and popular. It gives the illusion of her being experienced when she's totally not.
Yeah.
And you're right. It does seem that way here, that it feels like Miyu, who's the main girl, it seems like she would have dated like a bunch of guys because she's just super confident.
Yeah, but she didn't.
Well, she had like that one awkward middle school friend who became like a boyfriend for like a very awkward amount of time, right? And then became friends again.
And then Tani, the main guy, he also seems like very quiet and serious. Doesn't talk much. seems kind of cold, but he also is like very cute at heart.
Yeah, they do a good job with that because when they originally showed him as her love interest, right? Because she's so over the top, because she's so colorful, I was kind of worried that they were going to make him come across as just like this boring, subdued, very stoic guy, and I was like, why is she even attracted to him? But that's not what happens. Like, he actually does start to have more of like a personality for us to see, and I can see why she likes him.
Yeah, they succeeded at making it believable.
And I think the same goes for like all the characters. Like, you have your cast of characters who are all very different in memorable ways, as is typical with these kinds of shows. And then, like you said, there's like this other couple that, similar to the main one, they're very different from one another, right? You have like the popular guy, and then you have like the really shy, painfully shy girl from the classroom next door.
Yeah, there's a couple of couples, right?
Well, they're like the main one that the show focused on as like the contrast, I think. And I did really enjoy seeing both couples. And then they like started to hint at a possible third one, although they never really went into it, right? Like, it just showed sort of like the beginning interest of these two who went to the same. Are you talking about the ones who went to the same middle school?
It's like the girl with glasses and the two quiet ones.
Girl with glasses.
Or is that the first one you described? There's also the short boy and the shy girl.
Is he short? Like, the one I was thinking about as because you have the main couple, which is Miyu and Tani. And then the other couple I was thinking about is Yamada. Yamada is like the really hyper energetic guy who's in the same class. He's like the guy version of Miyu.
And he's very short.
Is he? The girl is really short. Like, if you look at them like next to each other, he's way taller than the girl that he likes.
Okay, I don't know. I thought the guy was short too, but maybe you're right.
Yeah, I don't think he's short. I think like the girl that he likes from the classroom next door is shown as extremely short compared to him and her own best friend, who is another one of my favorite characters.
Okay, yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, like that's the second couple.
There's the like quieter girl who's more nerdy, and then there's the black-haired quiet boy as well.
Black-haired quiet boy. Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about.
Now that I'm looking at it, Azuma and Taira, they're the second ones I was describing.
Okay.
And you're right, Taira doesn't have black hair. I thought he had black hair because in the manga he has black hair because everyone has black hair in the manga.
I think that's like the danger, right, between being a reader of the manga and a watcher of the anime is that sometimes like you mix them up, right?
Exactly.
Like, I've done that before. And they don't always like, you don't have hair colors so much unless they're like in the color like cover or like if they include like color spreads. But like in the anime, he has brown hair. He's super cynical. I'm talking about Taira.
Yes.
And then the girl who she's also sort of quiet, but they're both super cynical and they both went to the same middle school and they had like the same circle of friends.
Right.
Yeah, and she has like
and they ran
hair.
into the friends when they went bowling and stuff.
Yes. And then they were like, they did that awkward thing where you like acknowledge the people you used to know, but like you're not really friends anymore. Right. And I think like the show is like leaning towards them starting to like get to know one another now that they're like out of that dynamic and they have like a new circle of friends and they can perhaps be more themselves.
Yeah.
Is that like actually a focus in the manga? Because I want them to be more interactive because I like them.
Yeah, they're definitely the next focus in the manga.
Yes. Okay. So hopefully we'll see that in the next season, the one that's in July.
I think we shall.
Okay, I'm excited. Because, like, I wasn't sure at first if you were referring to, like, a couple of the other girl class. There's, like, 3 other girls, right? There's, like, a couple girls who are also Miyu's friends in the same class. And then there's the pink-haired girl from the neighboring class that's, like, best friends with Nishi, the one that's, like, goading her on and always pushing her on. And then whenever she's, like, excited, her mouth looks like it turns into, like, a toothless granny mouth because she, like, pinches her lips together or does something really weird with her facial features to like hold back her excitement.
Yeah. You'll like the next season then.
Okay. I'm already looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm assuming that it'll also probably just be 12 episodes, just another single core. But I think that's like the perfect length for this kind of story.
Yeah, I don't need any more.
Although I am curious because we see quite a bit of Miyu's family, right? Like, do we meet more of Tani's family ever?
I feel like we will, but I can't entirely remember.
I would really like to see that in the second season, just like more of his home dynamic.
Yeah, the focus has definitely been on her so far.
I'm just super excited about the next season. So I think we can move on to our second show that we're going to talk about, which is Our other romance, which is Isekai Office Worker, The Other Worlds books, depend on the bean counter.
I have to be honest. I think this is like the first time I really liked BL.
Really?
I think so. I was trying to think of other BL shows I enjoyed, and I enjoyed number 6, and I can't think of another one.
A lot of the ones that I like are not like they have the main couple, but then it often will feature like a bunch of other side male characters as well that are in their own relationships. So it seems almost like a dating game, like the dating sim kind of thing, where you have like all these choices. So like this is one of the few ones where it's like really hyper focused on like this one couple. And it's an isekai.
Yeah.
I'm also having a hard time thinking about others. Like Cherry Magic I liked, but that was like, you wouldn't like that. That's like very overtly like BL. I think the reason why maybe this one works for you and some other viewers is that it kind of surprises you with it, right? It's not expected.
Well, I expected the BL, right? But it wasn't just about...
Did you?
I mean, after the first episode.
Okay, after the first episode, but like going into it and
going
like the
circumstances.
First
episode, I had no idea. No.
Yeah, and then like it's not until like later that he meets the dude, right? Because he just looks like that the typical isekai of this tired office worker who gets yanked into this other world, not because he was the one yanked, but because he is the spare parts that like got dragged along with the girl who was actually summoned, and he just like is a good guy and he was trying to help her, right?
Yeah.
And then like it just seems like it's gonna go like, okay, I'm this spare parts dude. I'm gonna try to be an accountant or something in this new world. Yeah. And I thought that's where it was gonna go.
And it did go there too, right? And
it did go there.
That part was interesting on its own.
It is,
and
surprisingly.
Then it has the BL on top of that.
The BLs just surprised the heck out of me because like every time they like refer to him having zero resistance to whatever magical particles this world has, that the heroine that she has, right? Because she's the actual summoned girl, right? And he doesn't have because he's not supposed to be there, which is totally unfair. I was like, are they doing what I think they're going to do? Oh, okay. They need to adjust him to this world and it's magic. That makes sense. Oh, they need to like do this physical stuff for it to like truly adjust and truly like acclimatize him to this.
It was pretty ridiculous. Yeah.
And I just like burst out laughing. Like every suspicion that I was like growing was satisfied more and more and more. And I'm like, damn, I'm really in this now.
Why can't we get the straight anime to be like this too?
Why does it matter? I think it's great that they're like, well, you mean you want other shows to be like this? Because there are, I feel like, shows that like make a lot of sexual jokes like this. Oh, like the power comes from having to have sex or having to jerk off. I feel like you've described anime like that to me before.
Yeah, but this one is like so pure and innocent and cute. Like
is it?
They have to cuddle together. They don't have to like have sex, right? They just cuddle.
Well, they did the first to save his life. They did.
Yeah. Well.
And then they had to do it later on. So like there is sex involved. Let's not be like.
Okay, but they're cuddling a lot too.
Yeah.
We need more
kissing, cuddling, touching.
Like in the straight romance anime, it's always like, oh, they trip and they put your face in her boobs or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one is like, oh, they have to cuddle on the couch.
Although I have to admit, like this is borderline. There are times where I was like slightly uncomfortable because it's like played off as like a protector kind of thing, as saving his life kind of thing, and they are kind of sweet together, and it's kind of funny seeing like how the main character is just like so devoted to working, right, that everything just sort of becomes secondary, and he's very like oblivious to the feelings of people around him. But then I was also like semi uncomfortable with the idea of is like, but he's sort of being pressured, not even sort of, he is pressured into this physical intimacy, right? Like at the start, it's very dubious consent.
Right. Yeah.
It's not like he wanted it. It's like he needed it to survive.
That's true.
So like I obviously like I felt that discomfort. I knew it was like questionable, but then I like pushed it aside.
As one does.
Yeah. As one does. I was like, dubious consent is consent enough. That's horrible. But then I was like, you know what? His feelings gradually change over the course of the show, right? Like we see that.
And it's an anime. It's not real.
And it's an anime. It's not real. You can say like Stockholm Syndrome. No. This isn't real. This is all fantasy.
Never thought the day would come when I'd become a BL fan.
I'm proud of you that you saw it, you acknowledged it, and you enjoyed, and you kept watching all the way to the end.
I did. Yes.
I'm amazed.
Yeah.
I mean, but there were other elements about the show that you liked, right? Not just that.
I wasn't watching it for the BL. No. I really like the whole setup where like he's the accountant and the heroine is using her magic to save the world or whatever. And this guy is like checking for embezzlement and other accounts and tracking.
Yeah, I really like that. I was like, it's so practical.
So practical. Yeah, I think that's what I would do if I went to another world too.
Really?
Yeah.
You'd be put me to work. I'm going to root out all this corruption.
Yeah, well, more likely than me fighting monsters with the swords or whatever.
Yeah, I was kind of curious because that was sort of the first half, right? And then the second half, because it was going into his corruption and the misspendings within the kingdom, the palace, right? Government. And then the second half, it kind of shifted to the church aspect of this world, the whole religion. And we do find out that there is more than one religion in this world. I was wondering what you felt about that whole thing.
I felt like it was basically the same thing, but with the church instead of the state.
Yeah. Did you like the way they handled it? Was it still an interesting part of the story to you?
Oh, yeah. I like it. What's this bishop up to? He seems shady. The bishop was innocent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting that they kind of went with the route of when they revealed that there is more than one religion, and then he's well, I'm an atheist. I think, right? He doesn't believe in any of it, and he's all because I don't believe in any of it, but I still think that you guys should both have your freedom to express or to follow whatever you believe in, as long as you are
as long as you're not embezzling money.
Yeah, don't embezzle money, right?
Yeah. I do think it's a bit funny that he was teleported by magic to another world, but believing in a religion is still a step too far.
Well, I mean, where has he seen that? He sees magic, right? But what's the evidence for him that it's specifically from one source or another source? It could just be all the same source, and you're just blanketing saying that it belongs to one god and not this god.
I don't know. I feel like it would merit investigation though, given his new findings about magic.
I could easily see this. I don't think there's been an announcement, but I feel like they could do a sequel here, right? Because the whole goal of this that he comes up with, right, is that he wants to find a way. This is something that I feel like a lot of isekai have forgotten, but he truly wants to find a way back to their original world.
Right.
So I think that is still something that could be a second season where they succeed in sending her back, because the heroine wants to go back after she comes to understand her role a little better and the dangers for her in this world. And so now she wants to go back. But I am obviously hoping that he'll want to stay.
Of course. He needs his cuddling time.
He needs his cuddling time. And he needs his dude protector who is looking out for him and make sure that he eats and sleeps, right?
I think an even funnier sequel would be he goes back home and then his protector follows him.
Oh, no. Really? But then who's going to be doing the protecting, right? Because does that mean they're going to switch?
Exactly. They're going to switch.
Oh. I like it.
Yeah. That reminded me though. I really like the heroine too.
Oh, you did? Because I thought she was annoying at the beginning. She obviously improved.
That was what was so great, right? She's such a dick at the beginning. And then he wins her over with his accounting and cultural knowledge.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and he's a lot older than her, right? And then she starts to respect him and realize that, hey, he actually is looking out for my safety and my well-being.
Yeah. And I liked the prince too. He was also annoying for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still kind of with him, but he did improve sort of with, a lot of manipulation.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that I like him personally. I just think he's an interesting character that makes the story interesting.
Yeah. This kind of show could have so easily, if it was in the wrong hands, could have so easily been boring.
Yeah.
Just run of the mill any other. Even with its little interesting fact about magical healing. That could have easily been the only thing that was interesting about the show, right?
Exactly. But it really took efforts to not make people caricatures. Give them interesting motivations.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah.
I would watch more of this. I don't know if there will be more, but...
Yeah. The other thing I really liked is the love quadrangle with the protector guy and the priest and the prime minister.
Oh my God. I was like, everybody wants a piece of this accountant.
Exactly.
Everybody wants to protect this young man.
He's a sexy accountant.
He's not really a young man. I would say he's probably, did they say his age? He's probably like either in his late 20s or his 30s.
That would be my guess, yeah. So he's basically a grandpa for anime.
Exactly. I was gonna, because at the very beginning, right? Because they summon the heroine and she's like this young high school girl.
Right.
And like whenever they refer to him, you're like the extra and like the old tired worker dude. Right? And then like later on, I'm just looking at him and I'm like, he's not old. He's younger than me, probably. I'm old.
He's probably a lot younger than us. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God. Okay. But anyways, I agree with you. I quite like that he got along so well with the prime minister first, and then, of course, with the priest. Is that what he was at the
I think so,
the church?
Yeah.
And like both of them are obviously like good-looking dudes in positions of power who also want to protect him. He's like the epitome of like the bottom that they want to protect.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. I'm glad you appreciated that as well, Drago.
I did. Yes, I feel like I understand now the world of BL.
Excellent.
They just got to make the BL stop being boring.
Yeah. Well, I've never found them boring, but
I can't keep going only on BL. I needed to have like
there's like another element you need.
Exactly.
Like this isekai, like the whole accounting thing, like all of that stuff made it more interesting for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
I agree.
like I need to like not just be a happy romance. Like even with straight romances, like if they're just happy, I don't like it. There needs to be suffering.
I agree with you. I mean, I do read a lot of romance and I also watch a lot of romance, and they do start to like all be very much the same, right? They like isekai, right? When you get too much of like one thing where like the single element is just like pervasive and there's nothing else, then it turns into mush.
Exactly. Did I tell you I read Jane Eyre recently?
Yes.
Yeah. It was so good. So much suffering. So much pain. That's the kind of romance I live for.
You need some depth, right? Like you need some like texture to your things.
Yeah. I need the main character to sleep all night together with their best friend who's a corpse. That's what I need.
Wow. I don't know what you're referencing. Is that in Jane Eyre? I don't remember that.
Yeah, that was at the very start of Jane Eyre.
Oh wow. Yeah, it's been a while since I've read.
It's a great book.
Tune in again to Kaiseki Anime Podcast 2 weeks from now. Please feel free to send us questions or comments on Blue Sky with hashtag Kaiseki Anime Podcast or on our individual accounts at Draggle and Marina BND.
Listen to and review us on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts so we can continue to grow and improve. Thanks for listening. See you next time.